long ago the heart attack was, and the fact that his high blood pressure and cholesterol are controlled, he'll be able to answer no to our questions about this, most of them. So he'd be able for the whole life to get a policy for $75,000 that costs $360 a month. And I think that traditionally he would probably be rated. I don't think he would get the standard. So I think he'd probably be looking at the $620 a month rather than the $350. But anyway, you can see that Canada Protection Plan's premium is pretty competitive, even with the standard rating there. And then in the term for $100,000, again, 175% rating, we're saving $150 or $75 a month, and that's not even taking into account the benefit of the speed that you can provide this coverage to your client. I mean, with no medical underwriting to do, obviously everything's properly underwritten ahead of time. By the time you do the application, if you had any questions, we would have talked it over, all of that stuff. That all gets done within 5 days. So that's a really great aspect of this simplified issue product. So I'll pass it back to David so we can talk about the sales process.
Thanks, Sean. So very important to understand the claim process so that you understand how to sell the product. One thing I want to always mention with the claims, and a lot of advisors are aware of this but don't really grasp it, when you sell an insurance product, it is a legal binding contract. So in order for us not to pay out a claim, there has to be reason. And the only reason really we're allowed to decline a claim is if there's fraud or misrepresentation. So when you're sitting in front of your clients or you're calling up your clients, make sure you tell them, I'm going to ask you some questions. You have to be honest and truthful. If you're going to lie to me, you're running a risk of the claim not being paid out. And so it's very important to understand that, very important for your clients to understand that. So now we're going to talk about the sales process just briefly. I'm going to wrap things up and we'll open up the lines for any questions. A lot of brokers in the marketplace today are kind of reactive in the terms of their sales process. What do I mean by this? Come across the client, go through needs analysis, and they see there's some risks, but they decide, okay, I'm going to submit it to Manulife or Canada, whatever it may be. And they're going to wait for an answer. They're going to wait for a decline, a rating, or postponement, even though they know chances are it might be declined. So now what happens is when you get a decline and you decide, okay, now let me look at Plan B, Canada Protection Plan, you're limited in the options to